Today I'm sharing my top 5 things that inhibited me from reaching my fullest potential on my fitness journey. And to be quite honest, the reasons I stayed fat and what kept me fat. So if you are struggling on your own fitness journey and you are wondering, what are you doing? Why am I not losing this weight? Maybe some of the things that I was doing, you may be doing. So let's jump into this. Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries, and here we are inspiring to inspire you, me, everyone to be the very best version of ourselves. Now, each person's version will differ. As long as you're elevating and really trying to live to your fullest potential, protecting your peace, and just being a good person, you found your perfect place. This is a safe circle, it's a safe community, and I would love you to stick around and subscribe. If you've been here for a minute, you already know. I love you. You guys are some real ones, and we real friends around here. So make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, leave a nice comment down below, and share it. I would love to meet new friends and really grow the channel and grow our community, because why not, right? Isn't that the goal? So today I want to talk about the 5 things that kept me fat. So actually I was at the gym, funny enough, and I've kind of come up, like I get like these little brainstorms when I'm on the stair climber. I don't know if it's like the delirium from being on the stair climber and I'm like, I don't know, just trying to get through it. But that's tends where I kind of come up with like my video ideas, and then I'll just kind of pull out my notepad and jot them down. But I cannot take credit for this like title, because I believe her name is Louise's Journey. I've watched a few of her videos. This particular video I did not like watch, but I just seen the title and it kind of like piqued my interest. But I did watch a couple of her things, and she lost a great amount of weight. I believe it was over 100 pounds. But she went to like, she competed. Like, she's really, really inspiring. So if you guys don't follow her, go on and follow her. She's super inspiring, really, really amazing. And she's showing you not only how she lost the weight, but how she's maintaining weight loss. And I'm going to tell you something, guys, maintenance is way harder than the actual weight loss. You'll be shocked. So yes, I want to give credit to her before we go any further, because I don't want you guys to be like, you stole it. I did not. It was her idea. But I wanted to share what my thoughts were on it, and what were the 5 things now that I can look back at and say, you know what, that was one of the main culprits that helped me or prevented me from, you know, living to my fullest potential, and really prevented me from getting to where I'm at right now. So I guess you guys, if you guys are new, I had lost over 115 pounds within the last 8 years. So I'm gonna say that because I really lost the bulk of my weight about 6 years ago. And that was after I had my last daughter. I was almost 300 pounds. I was 286 pounds. And yeah, I lost some, and I did really well. And then I kind of started experimenting with different ways of eating. I started putting on a little bit of weight. And then, you know, the panorama happened, and then I put on some more. It was just, you know, life happened. And I was really struggling trying to figure out what to do, right? You get kind of really influenced by the internet, right? You see people doing this and that, and you're like, I want to try it, I want to try it, I want to try it. Because you think everybody has like this secret, right? And to be honest with you, there's no secret. Everything takes time. It's just, when I was seeing these people's journeys, I wasn't seeing the day in and day out of their lives. I was seeing everything fast forward through weeks, through months, and just seeing the highlight reels. And that's also what you guys have to think of. Some people might tune into a video that I made last year when I was, you know, 30 pounds heavier than what I am now. And they'll see me now and they're like, oh my God, what did you do? You lost so much weight so quickly. When it's like, no, girl, it wasn't that quick. It took me a minute. But again, you just see like the highlight reel. So make sure you have realistic expectations. So I want to share with you guys my top 5, all right? So number 1 for me was treating it as a diet. And for me, the way I grew up, you know, we've talked about this before. I was a 90s baby, and I've been overweight my whole life, and fat was equivalent to being ugly, and skinny was beautiful. And every doctor wanted, you know, it didn't matter if it was healthy or not. You know, they were pushing diets, restrictions, you know, belittling me in the doctor's office, you know, putting me on pills. I mean, there was everything. And it was really, really hard. So to me, I always correlated diet with temporary and punishment. And, you know, if I'm on a diet, I'm like, shit, this has a beginning and an end date. And as soon as it's over, I'm going to eat to my heart's desire, blah, 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 blah. And it was a very binge restrict mentality that I had for a majority of my life. It wasn't up until maybe, I want to say honestly, this last year that I stopped treating it as a diet and a lifestyle. I don't feel restricted. I eat everything that I want, just in moderation. I still enjoy a nice, treat meal once a week. And I've seen more progress in my body. The scale has moved, which is not really the biggest concern of mine, but just the transformation in my body, in my health, in my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health has really improved. And before I go any further, this isn't just about what the scale says. That's the least of our concerns. This wellness journey is about how you feel in here, how you feel in here, how your blood work looks. I recently got a comment from somebody and they said, oh, you're eating pasta and potatoes. It's going to spike your insulin, and just because you're thin doesn't mean you're healthy. And I was like, girl, you call me thin? Oh, you think I'm skinny? But seriously, I just had my blood work done. This is also a reminder, get all your it's the end of the year, max out them benefits, okay? Get all your blood work done. I just had a PAP, I've had blood work, my teeth cleaned, everything. Look, we're using up all our benefits. My blood work right now is superior than it's ever been. Everything was really good. I had some really elevated liver enzymes last year, and it was kind of related to the antidepressant medication I was on. So everything looks really good. A1C, thyroid, everything is great. Tip-top shape, heart's good. Everything is good. So I will say, yeah, if you're a diabetic or, you have a thyroid issue, there's people who have to do certain ways of eating for their health. I have no pre-existing conditions. So before you start preaching your medical expertise, especially if you are not educated in any type of medical field, be mindful. Just be mindful, because you could essentially scare somebody into following the wrong way of eating that is not substantial for them, that is not going to work, and they're just going to be yo-yo dieting. So, treat everybody with kindness, and, what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. Okay, continuing. So, yes, do not treat it as a diet, because I feel like I said, it's a punishment when you say diet. This is a lifestyle. This is just, I'm just eating. I don't label it. I'm just balanced eating. I eat these things every day. I eat potatoes, I eat pasta, I eat rice, I eat meat, I eat vegetables. I have cereal at the end of the night, you know what I mean? Like, I eat these things, and I eat them in moderation, and I'm doing really well. So I don't feel like there's an end game coming. I'm just eating at this point. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not on a diet. You know what I mean? Like, and when I say, I know everybody's on a diet, there's some type of way of eating, but when I mean like diet where I'm like, I cannot eat that, that is bad. You know what I mean? That's something. And that's going to lead us into the second one, is labeling food. Carbs are bad, high fat is good, or low fat is good, high fat is bad. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't want a piece of salmon because it's high in fat. Instead, I'm going to have, this or whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody needs so much macronutrients in their diets. They need this so much, a little bit here and there. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. You have to have all these things, at least, again, this is somebody who is not diabetic. Whatever your case may be is individualized to you. This is just for the general population who has no pre-existing conditions, because I have to say that because there are a lot of people here who follow me who do have pre-existing conditions. So, example, my husband, we have to watch his blood sugar, we have to watch his blood pressure, so I have to make sure I reduce the sodium for him, and I have to make sure that whatever carbs he does have are kind of complex, or if he does have a regular carb, that I watch the amount he gets. Because he has but for myself, it's different, okay? So the thing is there was a time in my life where I would freak out over eating an apple, but think eating a pound of bacon was okay. I said that correctly. Where like, holy shit, I don't want to eat a tomato or a carrot, but I'm gonna have myself a butter coffee. I'm not saying that they're wrong to have those things if that's the way you're eating, but I was labeling these things. So when I went to, you know, try to be more incorporated with all the food groups, I had a lot of mental hurdles to get through and a lot of therapy I had to get through because I was very disordered with my eating because I was so consumed with the food labeling. And that, I think, is what kept me fat, because I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to eat a pound of bacon because it has no carbs. And, you know, you eat a pound of bacon, that's like, I don't know, probably like 2,000 calories. You know what I mean? Even though essentially it was 0 carb, it wasn't 0 calories, is what I'm saying. Another thing that I felt was a main culprit to keeping me fat was I only ever did cardio. For the first probably, I want to say since last September when I lost my aunt, I was just going into the gym doing like 45 minutes of cardio. And then I slowly started to weight train. Weight training will transform your body. Now I'm not saying you have to be a power lifter and like try to lift a car over your head, but even if you get like a 5-pound dumbbell, you will be pleasantly surprised at how much your body stays in fat burning mode. So for example, and I know you guys have probably heard this before, but say you do 45 minutes on the stair climber and you burn 500 calories on the stair climber. Once you get off the stair climber, your body is done burning up any type of fat or whatever, okay? It's done burning up some calories. But when you lift weights, your body stays in fat burning mode for hours afterwards. So like it's like basically you turn the burner on and you got it on like on a low simmer, and it's just keeping everything warm and it's still cooking, you know. But if you once you step off the cardio equipment, you turn the burner right off and that's it, it's done cooking. So that's a really great analogy. Write that one down. Man, that was a good one. This is also, the next is going to play back into labeling food and treating it as a diet. Restriction and then binging. That was a big culprit of mine. That was really, really big, and I would binge and restrict really, really badly to the point that when I would binge, I would vomit. And because I would just, my stomach wasn't used to handling that food, and I would just eat and eat and eat and eat, and I would just be sick. And I wish I could say that this was something I did as a teenager, but I'm going to be honest with you. This was something that I was doing in January. And, you know, I would eat, learning to eat, reintroduce foods into your diet again, or to your way of eating or your life, whatever you want to call it. You don't know how mentally exhausting being overweight is. I think people, when they see people who are overweight, they think they're just like fat and happy, right? They're like, I don't mean, what's wrong with them? They eat whatever they want. They just do. It's really not, because you have society coming at you all the time, you know, and you see yourself and you're like, damn, I want to be, you know, even though it's more size inclusive now in the world, but society still thinks, you know, thin is beautiful. And even more recently now, it's like these like super altered, you know, BBL bodies where they have like these huge butts and these like incredibly tiny waists, and you're like, damn, get that on Amazon, you know, and you're like, man, how much hip thrusting do I have to do to get my butt to be that round? Like I see some ladies and I'm like, man, nice, you know, like go ahead, you know. But nonetheless, it's very hard to try to fit into society's standards, you know, and I know that we're not supposed to, but it's kind of hard not to. And, you know, it's very exhausting trying to understand what you want to be and how to separate what you think you want and then what you are being fed through society, through social media, and through the internet, you know what I mean? So it is very exhausting. But I'm going to tell you what, I didn't choose to be on this wellness journey to look cute on an Instagram picture. I did it because I was tired of feeling like a prisoner in my own flesh. And I did it because I want to get really old. I want to have great grandbabies. And I'm going to be honest with you, people in my family are dropping left and right, and they're 61. In the last year, I lost 2 aunts, 61 and 57, you know, and then 2 years before that, I lost my uncle. He was 62. So these are the things that I worry about, you know, and these are the things that, you know, what did they do? They were smokers. They were, back to what that lady says, skinny fat, where they were thin, but they were not healthy at all. So I'm making sure I'm staying up on, my health. I'm making sure I'm going to the doctors. I'm making sure that I'm exercising, making sure I'm not smoking, making sure I'm not drinking, and, eliminating, doing my part to make sure that I'm not partaking in any bad stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I came from a long line of smokers, honey, and they were just choo choo, 60s babies, everybody was smoking. My grandma was like, smoked 3 packs of cigarettes. It was crazy. But luckily that's like taboo now. But, these are the things that I worry about. And I mean, do I look good now? I feel like I look freaking great. I'm very proud of myself. I look at myself and I can't believe I'm the same person. Like, I bought a pair of pants in a size medium. Who the hell am I, But it's not easy, but I just choose I choose what my heart is. Is it hard feeling like a prisoner in your skin? Is it hard being miserable with your body? Is it hard aching? Is it hard being afraid that your arteries are clogged and you're gonna borderline hypertensive and your A1C is climbing? Yeah, that's terrifying. So I'd rather just be a little tired from a gym sesh than have to worry about all that other stuff. Not saying that working out is gonna keep you alive forever, but it sure is gonna help. And lastly, I think it was making unrealistic expectations. Like, I always had that 20 pounds in 20 days, or next month's Christmas. I'm hearing this a lot. It's coming. Okay, well, it's the end of the year's coming, and we're going to see family next month that we haven't seen in a year, so I want to lose 20 pounds by Christmas. 20 pounds, I know a lot of people will be like, okay, well, that's 8 weeks, so that's like, I don't know. I'm going to take my thing out here because I can never do the math, but hold on, let me do it. So let's say 8 weeks divided by 20. So that's 2.5 pounds a week. Now, if you say it like that, does that sound doable? Absolutely, it sounds doable. But sometimes, I'm gonna let you know, there's gonna be weeks where you don't lose any weight. So what happens? There's weeks that I haven't lost any weight. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, I'm slowly losing inches. I'm slowly molding my body. If I look at the picture from 2 weeks before to the week I didn't lose anything, you'll see little improvements, a little bit more definition in the abdomen, a little bit more striation in the legs, back is looking a little bit more muscular, shoulders are popping. These little things, that's important to me. The scale, I could just, have to take a big poop, and then maybe I'll lose weight, who knows? So the fact is when you're putting these numbers and these time limits and these unrealistic expectations on yourself, you're setting yourself up for failure, because as soon as you don't hit that 2 pounds week number 2, someone's gonna say, oh, the first week I lost 7 pounds, and then second week I didn't lose anything. Okay. Third week you may not lose anything either. I have these conversations with my mother all the time. This is why I know. You got to give it time. You didn't gain all this weight in 8 weeks. It's going to take you a little bit longer than 8 weeks. Give yourself some grace and stop giving yourself a time limit. I mean, I feel like people are give themselves more of a time limit and harder on themselves with like their weight loss journey that is so important. Their health journey is so important. Should really be taken with some grace. Really give yourself, this is the long haul, and people, will make more excuses for some like bum-ass loser in their lives or something and keep giving them second chances and keep letting that play out. Honey, put you and yourself first and everything else will fall into place, Even, as a mom, and I understand that because I am a mom. I have 3 kids, and I have 3 kids, 3 different age groups, 3 different schools. It is wild here, but they know that hitting the gym for me is a priority. That is not up for debate. It will happen. My daughter wanted to go and have like an early day with her friends. I said, all right, that's cool. You can go, but I'm gonna need you to wait until I get back from the gym and then you can go. And then she was like, that's, like people couldn't comprehend like that was that priority to me. That is a priority to me because that's important to me. I make time for that. You can do whatever it is. If I got to get up early and make it happen, I'll get up and early if I make it happen. If I got to stay up late and make it happen, I'll stay up late and make it happen. There's no excuses. It's not up for debate. So you make time for what you want to make time for. And, you know, I've been a single mom. I've done it all. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to make the time for things, but you can do it. And, you know, when we say, like my friend Nicole Burgess says, you know, there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about her. We just make there's no bullshit excuses. We show up. And we make sure we show up. Like every Monday night when Bachelor's on, you make sure that your ass is in front of that couch, sitting down, turning on the TV because you want to make your show. Take that same kind of energy and invest that into yourself. Whether that's fixing your resume, whether that's hitting the gym, whether that's reading a self-help book, whether that's whatever the case may be, taking a class for school. You make time for what you make time for. You know, searching the internet, you know, super stalking someone on Facebook, whatever the case may be. You make time for what you want to make time for. Make time for this because it's important. And if you get sick and tired of your own crap, then you'll do it. I hope that was motivational. I hope so. Anyways, I would like to know, what are some of the things that you feel like are holding you back from reaching your goals? Let us know down below. Let's make this a group discussion, because sometimes you wouldn't know that maybe what you're going through, somebody else is going through as well, and we can help each other really work past it because we're each other's support. I think it's a good idea. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends.